So Warner Brothers had their investor call recently, and David Zaslav went through a lot of details about how they're still recovering from the merger between AT&T Warner Media and Discovery, and what exactly they have in store as far as DC movies and how they're going to push forward and still be successful. That's basically what the investor call was about. Now, news has spread thanks to a Twitter post who basically teased a Mortal Kombat project relating to the 30th anniversary still being made by Warner Brothers and being mentioned in this call by David Zaslav. The problem is, I don't think that's exactly what was said. Let's discuss. So I looked for the transcript and actually found a website that gave the whole transcript of the whole call. I'll link the whole thing down in the comments below or the description so you can kind of, if you want to read, if you want to peruse the whole thing, just like, the terms and conditions of like iTunes and stuff like that. But I did a keyword search for Mortal Kombat and it only came up once. Once. Okay, guys? So the tweet in question comes from Luis Fernando, who basically gave like an overview. He covers movie news and all that kind of good stuff. And he basically went over what the transcript said and what was said on the call, referring to many, many things. But he did mention Mortal Kombat, and he said, in this particular part of the post, part 7 of his thread, it said Warner Bros. Discovery mentioned their big theatrical slate for 2023, including Shazam! Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, Dune Part 2, Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, Wonka, Barbie, etc., and also mentioned a new Harry Potter game for spring 2023 and a Mortal Kombat project celebrating 30 years. That's what Louis said. And, a few people online have said, oh, this probably means like a new game, yada, yada, yada. Hold on. So, as I said, I went and found the transcript, and when I bring the part of the transcript and I search Mortal Kombat, only it comes up once, and this is exactly what was actually said. It says, our unparalleled IP also allows us to grow our consumer products business and extend our characters into games. One of the fastest growing media segments with titles such as the most anticipated Hogwarts Legacy game built around the amazing world of Harry Potter and launching in the first quarter of next year, and leveraging incredible IP such as Mortal Kombat, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year and still going strong. So nowhere in the whole transcript, like I said, Mortal Kombat is mentioned once, only once, and that was only mentioned. There was no mention of a Mortal Kombat game at all. So unfortunately for Luis, he got it wrong. This is not what is happening. There is not a Mortal Kombat game coming. As I said in a previous video about Mortal Kombat 12 being postponed, this whole call, I go into very great detail about Warner Bros. Discovery and the possible, them trying to run the company very lean and recoup all the costs they had from merging AT&T Warner Media and Discovery for buying them out. And I think this call definitely echoes that. As I was about to record this video, there was an announcement that Westworld got canceled. So I don't believe that we're going to get a new Mortal Kombat 12 game anytime soon. We already know that Mortal Kombat Onslaught was recently announced. That's going to be coming in spring of next year, possibly. I think that's going to be the game that we're going to get to kind of hold us off till Mortal Kombat 12. As I said in that postponement video, we're going to probably get Mortal Kombat 12 in 2024. That's when we're going to get Mortal Kombat 12. I think there's a lot of things. They're trying to recoup as much of the money as possible as fast as possible. So in this transcript and in many articles that have covered it, it's talked about how they don't want to do things, they don't want to have projects and put money into things that are not going to give them money in the immediate. So like HBO Max, they're going to merge that, they're going to push the data to merge it up in Discovery Plus because it didn't get the subscribers it needed and it's not making as much money. They're also going to raise the price on that, which my family watches HBO Max, so we'll of course pay for that. But it's kind of sad that's going to go up again. It's already I already pay $16.99 for it a month. But it's going to leverage a lot of the DC Wizarding World movies because to David Zaslav, that's made the bulk of their money. I'm glad to see that he mentioned Warner Brothers games to some extent in there, but he's talking more about the IPs behind it. I think that does bode well for Mortal Kombat that he mentioned it at all because Todd Garner posted on Twitter recently that he was working on a project with John Cena, and that's the new one of the Vacation Summer sequel Friends, whatever. I can't remember the movie off the top of my head, but the sequel to a movie that John Cena was in previously, he's making that or working on that, but he's not working on Mortal Kombat 2 yet. And I don't think that Mortal Kombat 2 is going to happen immediately. I think it's going to be still in development. We probably won't get that again until probably 2024. I think we'll get a tease next year and then probably 2024. I think anything major or brand spanking new that was not already in the pipeline will happen in 2024. I think they're going to recoup as much, like all the movies that I mentioned in this post from Luis have already been made. Shazam for the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, I think is in production. Doom Part 2, they already know they're going to get money off of that. Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, Wonka Barbie, these are all things that are currently in the works, either in production, post-production, ready to be released. Stuff that can give them instant money right now. And that goes for this year all the way up until the end of next year, up until 2024. Because I think I said it was April 2024 when possibly Warner Bros. Discovery could sell itself off to NBC Universal. So that's what it really is. So I just wanted to talk about this in the video because I know a lot of people are getting their hopes up that we're going to get an announcement possibly at Game Awards 2022, and I don't think we're going to get it. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm just going off of what's clearly being stated here. Nothing has been given any clues that we're getting it. But that does not mean that we may not get a tease. I think that a tease would be great. I think if they, gave us a logo. I saw some guy posing as Ed Boon on Twitter and getting people hyped up because he was posting a picture, like a still, like a wallpaper still of Mortal Kombat 12. I think people want new content. Ed Boon has already expressed on his tour that he is appreciative of people, constantly coming at him for Mortal Kombat information because he knows that there's interest in the franchise. He loves our love for it. So that's all good stuff. All good stuff. But unfortunately for this post from Luis, I think he just got his stuff out of context a little bit. And unfortunately, we're not going to get Mortal Kombat right at this second. I think the project that we got with Mortal Kombat Onslaught, I think that's what we're going to get right now. And then we'll get Mortal Kombat 12 and maybe something else, maybe Injustice. There's some stuff with DC going on that could bring that back to life. Might talk about that in a separate video, but that's what I think is going to happen for right now. But what are your thoughts on the post from Luis? What are your thoughts on all the news going about Warner Bros. Discovery, cutting costs, cutting shows, cutting movies, maybe even cutting games? We don't know. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.